The failure of the Lord Chief Justice, as I says, the Executive Officer in Scotland, and given a failure to respond, because they were given 7 days notice to confirm that what we're doing was valid, and they had to confirm that we had voided court decisions from the statutory court. The cases in Ascot recently, people had went and been targeted unlawfully in a statutory court. So we, the jury, had actually heard the cases, and they says on behalf of the Common Law Court, we're voiding the decisions. So these individuals were only informed, they weren't told, they were basically saying, look, this has happened, this is a court of the people, this is the decision, you are now required to act on this, we've told you it's been annulled. They were given 7 days to respond. That passed about 5 days ago, they still have not gone back. However, he said the decision has been made, and it's never been rebutted, and the decisions are void. So it'll be interesting to see how this one's going to play out. But bearing in mind the individuals concerned are also liable for personal damages as well. So that's another question. This boils down to, at the end of the day, the authority of the people. You have control, right? If it's no longer acceptable for these individuals to carry on with what they're doing, you can hold them accountable in their private and personal capacity. It establishes the authority of the people, it gives you back control, and again, it's going to confirm the authority of the Common Law Court, which will give you a lawful remedy. And again, this is on that subject. And a final point, what we'd like to do is, there's a gentleman who's been involved with the Common Law Court for a while, who has also suffered now. Coincidentally, he has a child who's been removed unlawfully, a nephew, by the state. And because this individual from the law firm in Edinburgh has told us that we're not allowed to tackle them again, the social services, this individual says, we'll sort it because they're accountable, we'll go for them as well. So we have a council employee and someone from the social services, or the children's reporter office, sorry, they'll be something to appear on a case next week. Now, because this individual concerned had actually went into the statutory courts to defend himself, he came across 3 judges in Scotland which are called sheriffs. So the sheriffs in Scotland have been abusing their position and have, without a shadow of a doubt, not been following their own rules, and what they've been doing is unlawful. And because he dared speak up, this individual was given a prison sentence for 7 days and threw inside. And then when he came out, another judge, another sheriff, then decided to make an order against him and did police come to his house and basically confiscate everything from him. His computer, his laptop, his phones, everything he had. So they took it from him, they took it away and left him for 6 months. 6 months later, because he complained about it, he apologised, says, well, look, we shouldn't have taken it, therefore we made a mistake, but we'll give you it back. So it's caused them 6 months of grief. But they didn't do anything, so you can have it back now. So basically, these 3 sheriffs in Scotland are banging up what they've done. Now, under the existing system, the statutory system, which is being abused and which is a problem, these sheriffs are not held accountable. They're not held accountable to anyone. They do what they want. Unfortunately, that's no longer acceptable. So next week, the individual concerned has summoned 2 people, one from social services, one from the children's reporter. He's also taken 3 sheriffs in Scotland, and they've all been issued for summonses, and they've all signed for them. So they signed for them last week. What we are going to say just now is this is happening just now. These individuals will be accountable for their actions. Now, the court is being convened next Sunday in Scotland, it's in Glasgow, and basically there's a hall there, a venue for the court, and information will be going into the website, but hopefully this is going out through the media as well. We'd like people to attend, because this is holding people accountable from social services and the judges as well, the sheriffs. There's an ideal opportunity to become involved and see what's going on and see how the process works. So if it is possible for anyone to attend, we'd love everyone to take part because it's an ideal opportunity to do so. In relation to that, there is a second case, and I've actually managed to, because I believe that there was a new process which is available that provides lawful remedy, I've decided that I would have a shot. So I've convened the case, and it's against the keeper of the register. So she'll be appearing next week. So literally this is what's going on, but as I said, enforcement is option, it says ongoing just now, it's going to continue over the next few weeks. There will be a lot going on just now. On a final point, what we will say is because of the work that's been done just now, to protect what we're doing, to get assistance with everything, what we're doing is we're actually changing the format, changing the website, we're moving the website, we're doing stuff just now, so all this is done to develop what we're doing. And obviously if the people continue to obviously use the system for themselves, for a lawful remedy, and they obviously wish to help and assist, we will be using people all over the UK, so you can actively become involved and you can use it for yourself. Now this is not to say that it's compulsory and you have to do it. You have a choice. The choice is yours. There is a facility available for you. It will give you a lawful remedy. Now if you do that, you can use this, but even if you don't have at this point in time, and it doesn't affect you, at some point in the future it may, what you've got to think about is it acceptable for someone within the statutory system, or anyone, whether it's a neighbour, anyone, is it acceptable for someone to attack you, to cause you harm, cause you loss, or cause you injury? And if they do so, possibly, it may be because they're negligent, they're incompetent, they're criminal. Should they be held accountable, or are the state allowed to protect them? The choice is yours. So I'll leave it. I'd like to thank everyone for coming along today. I will have one or two questions before we go. I will be staying afterwards to answer a few questions to see if I may assist, but continued support obviously for the site would be great. It's for the people, and obviously it's to be used. I'd like to thank everyone for coming today. It was very long, I know, because I was standing speaking for hours, but basically hopefully it's got the information out. This will go onto the website, hopefully this will assist people just now, but if there's any questions, we can ask one or two. I'm actually going to go just now. Thank you. Sorry, one thing I'll mention, obviously with donations, I think we might, just before we do that, if we come down, we'll take a couple of questions and they'll stay behind and speak to people individually if they want. I'll come down just now, we'll finish off. Thank you. Behind Dr. Roland.
My question is, without having gone through all of this, the registry, are you able to make a court order to nullify a statutory court order that's been stamped, not sealed?
Well, yes, hopefully we did try and get that information across. Any orders that's made by the state, the statutory system, if they're unlawful, you can actually apply to a common law court, and part of your request is to have the order annulled. Now, the common law court, the people, have decided that they were going to annul orders. I think there's 3 or 4, or maybe 5, between England and Scotland, but these orders have been annulled, and the appropriate authorities have been informed of this. They have not come back, they were given time to respond, just to state that they have complied with it, but they haven't done anything. They haven't actually rebutted this. So therefore, because they've never rebutted anything, and because the document is lawful, and they've never created the documents, we have actually done it. So they have been annulled, and this is anyone that wishes to use the common law court process can do that. If you go through the process, convene the court, you can then ask the public, the jury, for a decision to support what you're doing. Okay? Anyone else? I'll go in here, sorry. No?
Hello, mate. Is there a time limit on taking someone to a common law court?
Time limit. You're going to a common law court because someone has caused you harm, suffering or loss. So if that's the case, are you entitled to a lawful remedy? Yes. Well, if you're entitled to a lawful remedy and circumstances don't allow, or you weren't aware of your options, can you at some point go back in the future and say, well look, they're held accountable, they've caused me harm, loss or injury, but if it's taken you 10 years to do so, you've suffered loss, harm and injury for 10 years because of their actions. So you put in a larger claim. There's no time on it. There's no time on it. Right? Anyone else? Shall we go? One more. Here we go.
When you have a repossession order, who do you think to call? The CEO or for the bank person?
Well, again, this is what we're going to do. If the easiest thing to do, and we've actually had some, there was Common Law Courts convened recently, and there was a repossession order issued for some properties. Now, what we will actually say is that the people that moved their houses to the common law jurisdiction didn't actually lost their houses. And basically says what they've been told is because it's lawful, all you're doing is protecting your asset. So you've turned around and said, look, I'm moving my property to common law jurisdiction, which is fine. But you have to be honourable. So therefore what you do is you write to the individuals, anyone that believes they may have a claim against your title, and inform them what you've done to be honourable. So you inform the land registry, you inform the individual concerned and say, look, you previously believed that you had a claim attached to the title, it's now been moved to common law jurisdiction because this is what's done, and therefore you'll be notified accordingly. If you believe that you have a claim against the title, this will be attached to the title under common law as well. However, before you do so, before it is attached, it will be required to be validated by a common law court jury. So they have to take their claim to a common law court. If they don't have it validated, there's no claim against the title. That's the way it works. Now in relation to any CEOs or people or mortgage companies that then tried to go and obtain property fraudulently and have caused damages, you can actually take out a case against them. Recently in Ascot, there was a couple of cases there in relation to people and mortgage companies, and the individuals concerned were found guilty. They were charged and there was considerable sums awarded against them. They're actually going to be enforced over the next few weeks. Any of the things that have been enforced will go onto the Common Law Court site, and what we're also going to do is when we, here's another one, when we actually take this information of enforcement, we're going to videotape it so there's a public record. So you'll find out what's going on the point there, just to clarify, which is, it's amusing, we actually went, there was 3 individuals went to the social services for the first order, and again all we were going in with paperwork to say this is what you want to do. But we actually entered the premises, and when we entered the property, literally there was a mobile phone that was switched on for a camera, and there was an individual had a camera with him, another one, so it was 2 cameras. We went in, and first of all the phone packed in completely. It says no camera, nothing, it just disappeared. So it wouldn't come back on. The second one, the camera was filming, so went in, came out, and then walked away. Now when we went back and checked the video footage, the camera, the phone camera came on after about 5 minutes, and it came back, so it's working normally. And I thought, strange, it's never happened before. But then we looked at the camera, connected it, so we put the drive in, and the only time that actually recorded was when we were about 3 or 4 feet out of the building walking away. Because it filmed us walking away. So when you walked in, they must have had some sort of jammer or something that blocked the thing. So when you go in, they're not allowing you to do that. Now, when you're going in to deal with that, they're dealing with children. It says they're dealing with, the children are not there. It's the officers for the authority. So the children are never there. But the point is, you're going in to deal with them, to discuss a child, they don't want to record it. So they've actually got jamming equipment to prevent you from doing it. So if that's not corrupt and dodgy, well, what? The Common Law Court will enforce these things. It says when feasible, we'll film it and we'll go onto the website so the public will be aware of what's going on and they'll be able to assist with this. So hopefully you've enjoyed this. Thank you for your company. Thank you for coming today. Oh, we've got one more, one final one.
How does the Common Law Court
Record or the Queen's Bench?
Okay, in relation to the answer to the question is the Common Law Court differs from the Queen's Bench, the Court of Record, is that it?
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. Well, basically, it says the Queen's Bench and the Court of Record. The Court of Record, this is if you're referring to any court can be a Court of Record. This is established that we don't just claim it's a Court of Record. But to do that in a statutory system, it won't matter. They won't accept it. And basically, this is it's in there and it's governed by statutory rules. The same as the Queen's Bench. It's all statutory. The only difference with common law, which you have to think about, common law courts only deal with the public. It's you. You're the common law court. There's no court officers, which are obviously appointed permanently. They're selected randomly from the public. The jury members of the public and the community turn up to assist in the process. That is it. Anything other than the public is not common law. It's a statutory system and it doesn't apply. Okay? Right. Again, thank you for coming. Hopefully,
thank John for coming down. Obviously, he's done this voluntarily in the last few days. He's down here, haven't you? And and also just to thank the organisers, in particular Andy and Lisa for the venue, and for all of you who attended. It's been a really good outcome. And I think that we're all going to take away something really positive. And so, well done.
Hello.